YouTube family, my name is Elysia English and welcome back to our channel. We are so excited today because tomorrow is a big day for us here on the English homestead. As many of you know, we bought this house completely abandoned and it didn't have a heating system when we moved in. There was some differences in sort of what we thought was going to be in the house when we got here, which left us scrambling, literally scrambling, trying to figure out how we were going to stay warm last winter. We tried to get a central heating system put in and we literally failed. We did quotes, we contacted everyone and anyone we could possibly think of or be recommended to contact to have someone come in, which ultimately led us to really close to the first snowfall. It was getting chilly and when we decided we were gonna go completely with wood stove. Turns out we love it and we are so happy that all of that kind of kerfluffle happened and we had to kind of figure things out last second because we ultimately now are so happy with the fact that we heat solely with wood. And we had wood dropped off last year late in the fall, pre-cut seasoned wood that we could use in our wood stove. We really would love to have been able to do that by ourselves, but since we had just got here and you know everything was kind of up in the air with getting everything in the house, we didn't cut our own wood last year. And as you know, we didn't do it this summer because Philip had his accident. We had a million other things going on. So we have ordered our wood, which will hopefully show up this week or next for winter. But last year, we had it dropped on the driveway and you saw us moving it in the pouring rain because the weekend that it got dropped off, it was torrential downpour. Not good for seasoned wood that you're gonna put in your wood stove. And we didn't really know where to put it because we didn't know if we were gonna love the wood stove or hate the wood stove. We kind of didn't know what we were gonna do exactly. And so now that we know we're going to heat completely with wood stove and actually installed a second one, we need somewhere to put our wood. So, fun project.
Yes.
Standing behind me or laying behind me on the grass here is a couple of 2x4x8s, which will show you the length of our next big project. Today we're gonna work a little more on the pantry renovation, but we wanna get everything prepped out and ready because tomorrow is so exciting because we have ordered wood for a wood shelter so that when our wood gets dropped off, we don't have to leave it on the driveway with a tarp, which was a pain in the neck all last winter, and we can have a nice spot with some character here on the property where all of our seasoned wood can go. So we do plan on eventually having the items that we need to be able to do our own wood for every season and not rely on having it dropped off by somebody else. So we decided that since lumber prices are ridiculous right now, and we also found that we could support a local family who is living their dream of doing their own homestead. They are milling their own wood. So we have ordered the wood that we need to build our wood shelter from a family who's going to come tomorrow and drop off the wood so we can do a make it by Monday wood shelter before our wood stove wood arrives. And we're gonna make it look a little more, I don't know, like charming, I guess you could say, than you would think of like a typical wood shelter. Stay tuned. We have that project starting tomorrow.
I'm so excited for this project. Tomorrow the wood's getting dropped off and I'm actually excited that we're getting it not from like a lumber mart, but we're actually getting it from a family that are doing somewhat similar situation to what we're doing. So, but it's gonna be big. So I think we're gonna do, I think it's 8 feet by 20 feet. We bought plans to do this build and on the plans it says that it's gonna be a steel roof, but we already have shingles here. So we're just gonna do full out wood roof, shingle it, make it look nice. It's supposed to hold around 6 cords. I think maybe even more, but if it holds 6 cords, we're happy with that.
Because we've ordered 6 cords for this year and we have almost, I would say, like a cord and a bit left, which meant that we went through maybe 5 cords last year. Yeah,
about 5 cords, but we also want to do a little wood housing station closer to the house, like a halfway point between bringing this wood here, seasoned wood, gonna be burned next, bring it closer to the house so I'm not coming out here at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, so something that will hold maybe like, what, like 2 or 3 days worth of wood closer to the deck so that we can grab it and bring it in the evenings and then we'll go from there. Like it's just, yeah, that halfway point I think will be much more convenient. This whole project is gonna make life so much easier for us. So I feel like when I look at this, where these 2x4s are, that it looks like it's gonna be small because our acreage is so big and because we had like a regular backyard before. I feel like this makes it look super tiny on the ground here, but it's actually gonna be 20 feet long and 8 feet tall by about 8 feet deep. So I think once we start building it, it won't feel like this looks so small. But if you back up on this space here and we kind of look on this side, it looks so tiny compared to this big open space that we have. And we chose this spot because we have pathways that go to our woods on this side, and then we have future plans for a lot of the property kind of on this side. So we wanted to put it in a spot that wasn't going to interfere with any future plans, but was going to be super convenient for where we were going to be at the front of the house. So something wild, literally wild, happened this week. And we had an intruder on our property that was of all kinds of cuteness. I'm sure many of our viewers would be like, what? She's crazy. Why is she saying this was a cute intruder? But we had a huge bear.
Can we keep them, honey?
We can keep them, babe. We know that the season is obviously changing and bears are trying to fill up their tummies for winter so they can go ahead and hibernate. But we have had a bear that we've caught on our security cameras plenty of times. I think 3 or 4 nights in a row we saw him, and he made huge paths around the property. He was everywhere and anywhere. So we need to be careful this week. We'll be doing our build on the weekend, that we are very careful that we don't see our bear friend in the early evenings. We have a security camera here where we've been seeing him or her come in and out of a specific spot here in the forest. And then we've been catching him late in the night. Our security cameras will be like ding, 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 ding. Like our phone will be going off all night to tell us that he's over by the coop, or he's over in the pathway, or he's over by the side of the brook over here. So it's kind of neat to watch everything that he's doing, but obviously we don't want him to stay around and get too cozy here. But
he's been gone for about a couple
maybe
days.
3 or 4 days, right? So yeah, but he did spend a couple nights with us here, and it was kind of neat to see him. And now hopefully he's traveled on his way. But we will be very careful to keep an eye out that he's not kind of interfering with where we're going to work on the edge of the forest here. He's so cute though.
Hey, at least I'm breathing. I know it took a while. Been looking for a sweet song, a sign of spring, waiting for a reason to laugh, just sing. 'Cause I've been spending all my time to figure out just how I've been spending way too many thoughts on what went wrong. But what goes on?
It is such a beautiful day, and I'm outside today working on building the rest of the cabinet doors that we need to be able to complete our pantry. Well, in true home renovation fashion, I have now pulled up to the lumber store. We have a local hardware store that I've been picking up a few things when we've needed. Just a couple things as we've kind of gone through the progress of the kitchen and pantry, if we've forgotten anything, any extra hardware, things like that. So it's so nice to have something that's maybe 35 minutes away from the house as opposed to going to the city to go get anything. But I realized today while building the remaining cabinets in the pantry that I am short, I think 3, maybe 4 1x3s. And so I'm going to pick up 5 of them in hopes that that's plenty. And then if I have any extra, not a big deal, it won't go to waste. So I'm just now here at the lumber yard. I'm going to pick it up and then go home and finish up those cabinets. But always something when you're working on a renovation.
And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Until I met you I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe.
Julie, you jinx me while I'm up here. Don't fall. Don't fall, good.
Break a leg.
Break a leg. I'm like clumsy enough without you jinxing me. 2 screws, one on the top hinge, one on the bottom. And then I'm doing the right side. And then I'll adjust them, and then once they're...
Did you ever find the auger bit so I can put the...
No, I haven't found it, just the broken one. I don't even know if it was the right size, but I'll peek around for it today while we're doing our thing. Ooh, see? These ones had to be these hinges. Like, they had to be. Settings on these are all, every hinge is set differently. Perfect. Let me get this one on a little bit more.
You think you should paint them white?
Oh my gosh. Kick your butt. Stop. Oh, they look great. This one can get raised up a tiny bit, but I keep forgetting which one does what. There's three different little screws on the hinges.
Yeah.
And they all like move it in a different way. Up, down, in, out, further back, like whatever. And then I keep forgetting what one does what. So my end of day progress was being able to get some of the doors hung up, and thankfully the other day when we had to go on a hunt to find all of the hardware, that we were able to find all of the hardware that we need to complete the pantry. That was a bit of a struggle, but I knew if we fought hard enough, we would be able to get them. They had to get some special machinery to be able to get them off the top shelf in the store for us, but luckily they had it. I have the first prime coats on the cabinets on this side. Still need to prime and get them on the ones surrounding the freezer and the upper part of the freezer. And while I was fastening on these face frames, I had run out of the brad nails there. So I need to attach that so I can finish completely priming that. It's so nice to see kind of like what this is going to look like. And then just like we had in the kitchen, we have gold hardware to match the faucets and everything that are gonna go on these cabinets. So I had ordered these on Amazon, and they were actually significantly cheaper than buying the other ones that we had and then having to spray them. Plus the finish is definitely not gonna wear off. And then hopefully tomorrow we can get some of this plumbing hooked up and have an actual functioning sink in here. We're just searching for the auger bit we used for the kitchen to be able to get that situated. So it's really coming along, and I think that once we get all of the silicone around all of the edges, any of these like deeper spots you see where things meet the wall and stuff, those are all going to be completely filled in with the white, so that when we do the actual paint and not just the primer, everything is going to be completely covered. It's gonna look seamless in the end. So pretty good progress for the remainder of today. So when I ran to the hardware store, I was able to pick up the rest of the wood that we needed to be able to make more of the slats for the shaker style. So tomorrow, hopefully, the weather is as nice as it says it's going to be, and we'll be able to do some of the more of the indents that we need to be able to make the face frames for the cabinet doors and get those all completely hung up. My cabinet clamp that I'm using to put the doors together is a little bit too small for just the upper cabinets. I'm like ½ an inch too short to be able to use the clamp. So it's just taking a little bit longer for the doors to dry. When you use the clamp and the wood glue, you can really keep it super tight and it dries really fast that way. But not having the clamp is just giving me a little bit longer of time to make each of the cabinet doors. So I'm gonna try to get some more of those done tonight so we can hopefully tomorrow get them hung up. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're as excited as we are for our upcoming project this weekend. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.